So, health is not only refreshment, multiple of your setups is introduce a new cell. How can you accomplish this elements of added thought processes? Surely simple. You have to exercise your innovation powers. How can you do that? All right, the first simple point is before you can run, you have first to have a strong body. Now, all right, so two things you must do. If you run without food, without rest, without strength, you will exhaust yourself. Let's take a simple principle, apply it on your spiritual life. Most of the time, you don't have to change the inside setup. You have to acquire some insights. Yeah, what must I do? Now, the inside things you have to do. Like what? So two concepts. You have to build you up if you want to run fast. If you have not built up, you cannot run fast. Now, surely, after you rest, you can run. Not so far, you will get vastly exhausted. But then you can rest again. Maybe tomorrow you can run a little bit better because yesterday you have stretched your muscles a little bit and start activating. Your body says, wow, muscles need some blood and nutrients and so on. And then you feed the muscles. All right, then you rest again. The third day, you start running. Seemingly much easier. The same distance, you can push now a little bit further. Now you eat and rest, and the body says, yeah, of course. Muscles need some food and nutrients and rebuilding and cell forming and muscle strengthening. Now, after you rest, you can run a little bit more. In the beginning, You run and exhaust yourself. But then you have to stop. Now you have to rest and recover. But not that nothing have happened. Something have happened. The next time, see here, things go a little bit easier. Not so much easier, but a little bit. You continue with it. Eventually, you do good. I have not the talent. The first time, just a short verse, I am completely down here. This is not for me, this. No. Rest out, recover, and try again. Now, what am I talking is my parable. What am I talking about? Now, surely, yesterday, so it's just you try to do something. It's too difficult. You stop. Try again. You're excited, I'm going to work. Then, a lot of disappointment. Not for me. Let me do something else. No, you have to follow the principle of continuation, of focusing, of accepting your weakness, to strengthen it. So surely you run after 5 minutes, what has happened? Rest. After you recover, run you 5 minutes again. So you will see something start working. After a year, 5 minutes, nothing. Then you can run a full half hour. But you need to focus or accept the limitations in the beginning, because you are not trained. You cannot do that. You cannot have this high pace. You are not exercised. You have not pushed in that direction. So, all I say is work exactly in the spiritual life also. So you have to have your visions and focus on your visions. You push today, you're exhausted. Tomorrow you have to push a little. You don't need a manager. You don't want the pushing of the manager, but you are in a survival mode. You need a salary inducement in your family life. Otherwise, tragedy, as many experiences. But if you push yourself a little bit, you will grow. Push a little bit, grow. Now the clothes don't fit anymore. You're not anymore 3 years old. You are now 10 years old. You need new clothes, new setups, new shoes to run. New things happen now because of the growth. Alright, but now how can you in your spiritual life, for your breakthrough, to be delivered from the darkness? So surely you have to break through the darkness each day. Later you can break through a little bit more. Alright, what are one of the major things you will never do? You will read out of the Bible, you will listen to messages, you will maybe think of a verse. One thing you won't do. No, you won't think. The one single thing you won't never do. Now, you don't have to think, but your creative powers will never be exercised. This is like the running process. This is an intense activity. You want to be followed. You want to follow. You want that somebody lead your mindset. You want a prophecy, an inducement of somebody else for vision, for visualizing. You want another input to restructure your brain subjects. You don't want to run yourself. You don't want to do your mental exercise. Now, ask yourself, have you ever engaged in mental exercise? You are led by circumstances, by environment inputs, by maybe somebody else statements, by what? Not by your creative power. You have to develop your creative power. Now, you can study a subject and listen what others have come up. But what are you coming up? What are the movement of your creativity? Where are the new things out of yourself? You have powerful essence inside you of innovating. But how do you exercise this powerful source? You cannot store out. You cannot even for 1 minute process yourself to run this exercise. Now you have to do that so that your creative capabilities are strengthened. You have to run your minutes. Then maybe your 2 minutes. You have to set it. I'm going to run 3 minutes. Set your watch, because in the first half minute you will fade out. You know, the mile run under 4 minutes. But after that, you run a fast time. It's exhausting because you have to put a heavy pace on. So your creativity are like a force around which you all the time want to relax and retire from. Even you are young with all your energy. You don't utilize, you will utilize everything else. Take the long step. Alright, I exercise. Make like this. I exercise. My weights is the little weights. I want to do a little bit more. A big weight, cannot even bring the big weight up.
Oh, I'm much.
So you cannot lift the big weights. Maybe one or twice, then it's finished. But if you don't press on after you recover each day, you will never get any place. So this is a hard exercise which you always not run towards, run away. So you have to focus, you have to limit your time because you cannot make it long. The relaxing things you can take the whole evening and enjoy the relaxing, no problem. But the fast efforts are not so easily, naturally done. You have to schedule your time. You have to prepare, strengthen you just for that 1 minute. Okay, just understand. Don't think you are just going to do it for an hour. You cannot. You have just to say, all right, take a deep breath. I just have to do this creative exploration in my life. Now, to make it practical, so surely now I say there's two things. So what is the two things? The one is you have to restore and sleep. The other one is you have to run. You can only run a little bit. You sleep the whole night. All right, this is the principle. Sleep the whole night, run a minute. You cannot handle more than a minute. Then you have to sleep all night. You have to restore for the minutes. But don't sleep now the whole night and a minute. You will sleep better if you have run your minute. And you will run better if you have sleep your whole night. So you need both of the elements. You have to make your effort to work. And at the end you have to go, I cannot go further. My mind don't work anymore. Go and rest a little bit. But don't say, well, I don't like work. Tomorrow you are fresh. You say, oh, let me work a little bit. Let me focus on my vision. Let me come get another step ahead on my long journey, 1,000-mile journey. Let me walk another mile. I will get to my 1,000-mile destiny of my journey. So you have to understand the principle. Now, the thing which I want to teach you, it will change everything. You have to exercise your mind. You have to exercise, right? You have to exercise. You think, wow, I have to exercise my body. I have to work a little bit harder. I have to focus on no. You have to exercise your mind, not with somebody else's information, not with somebody else's brain power, not with a prophecy of somebody else or of video or whatsoever, but from your own heart, from your own spirit, from your own creative force. Out of that you have to build your mindset and your knowledge, your focus and creative expressions, so that at least you can be creative now with a product, but it's very slow. So let me reorganize my kitchen. Let me look what's the best dress I must. Let me see and analyze this report for my investment. So all these are a little bit creative action. But you have to stop, you can walk, you can try to walk a little bit faster, and then you can maybe jog, but your creative powers are running. You cannot run top speed so far, so you have to prepare for that running place. All right. Now, Paul will give you a simple example. But surely you can do the example. You say, what shall I do? You say, to work my understanding is not a simple thing. To have concepts, to innovate, to bring things through, and to let my spiritual man start operating my imagination running freely. It's not a simple thing. You are now old, when you're young, your imagination goes left and right. Now, no imagination at all. Retirement, consolidation, resting. You will die in your retirement of resting. You have to enlist your spiritual man. We'll call you spiritual man. You have to enlist. He are never bored. He never the same. Always something else. All right, so just say a little bit, just to help you. You have to run that 1 minute daily. You can have the whole day do other things, but you have to run your minute to develop your understanding. Otherwise, your understanding do not move. You have prayed in the spirit, your spirit are built up, you are strengthened. You say, he that pray in another tongue built himself up. This is yourself, your essence, your heart, your spirit. You feel a little bit stronger. You say, what shall I do? Say, I shall pray in the spirit, and I shall pray in the understanding. So you say, all right, he that pray in the tongue build himself up, and he that prophesy build up the church. Say, I want actually that you prophesy more, and in the church don't pray in tongue, otherwise you need the interpretation. So you have two things. I say the important thing that you prophesy, that your understanding work. Now, but your understanding cannot work so good if you are not built up. So you have first to build you up. Don't try to run your understanding. It's like a lot of activity with no resource, no roots. It will exhaust you. To run your minute, you have to have rest, you have to have eat well, you have to prepare you and restore, give enough time before you can run your minute. Don't say, well, I try around, but it just don't work. Surely in the beginning it do not work. Because you are not exercised, but you have to exercise your creative force. You have a creative force inside. You have a self inside. You have to build it up, this creative force. But now you have to bring it down. We say you cannot be just in heaven. You have to bring the things to the ground. But the first step is your mind. You have to expand your mind. You have to, from heaven, from your spirit, try to expand your knowledge, your new information, new categorization of your mind. Your mind is very lazy. He don't want to run. Your understanding is very lazy. It never want to go. Somebody must have a whip for you to go. Must schedule something to go just a little bit. Just to remember a little bit. But then they have a book according to which you have to remember. You have to do something from yourself. You have to come to yourself. Now, surely you will exhaust your mind very fast. What should he say? Your mind is like a muscle. If you exercise it, it gets stronger. But you cannot exercise it too much. It gets tired. It is painful. You can do more. Lift ups will become now difficult. All right. So but you have to rest a little bit. So here the guy say, oh, I do 100 push-ups. I said, that's not possible. Let me see. Then he did 2 push-ups and rest 5 minutes. Surely if you rest after 5 minutes, you're as strong as you started. Rest, do something. You have to rest. Then you can do it here. I thought you just do on one, you won't do it. So this is what I do. I run in the middle of the hot summer, December, up the hill as fast as I can. 10 times. But then I rest. Just get my breath. It is also hot and I sweat. Very slow. I go run down because my feet touch down. I have to run again. Just 10 seconds I run, but it's so exhausted. They say, the running down is so sweet. So you have to realize there's a rest, a restoration, and activity. So don't go all the time. They say, I want to exercise, and only what you do, you run a little bit slow. You will never get fit. You have to have your minute of intense running. And you have to time it because when you start, you want to stop. When you start, nothing work. When you start, you are already exhausted. And after a minute, you cannot handle by another minute. So you have to schedule it. You have to say, this is my running time. Don't be stupid. And now you try, you will give up because it's too hard, the running. So can you just understand? So you have to run, but you have to prepare yourself. Okay, what shall I do? To prophesy more, to have more understanding. The understanding will help the prophecy. Why? Because you can get your vision while your mind works. This is just how it works. Surely, don't think it don't work like that. In the beginning, just known statements you make. Then why your spirit brings something up? Who want to bring something up? Why bring up? And then just go. The creative force must start getting momentum. But do you think it will just start to run? No, it won't. You have to push it a little bit. Empty. So surely I start reading. The Bible is empty. Nothing. Even the most abstract see nothing. But afterwards, what's that name? Later, just bombs break out. So you creative thing. And need a little bit push for expression. So here Paul say, you have to pray in your understanding, so that if your understanding exercise, you can just go normal. You must now prophesy. But you have prayed now, so your spirit is now strong, build up, and now you have energy. So your imagination, your creativity, your vision capability, your foreseeing, predictability are active. But it needs hands to be seen. It needs a mind to expand on, to renew, to bring branches out of the vision. The vision is maybe one little picture, but surely it can have a lot of branches. And in the branch, another branch comes, the next branch, another branch comes. But without the mind that help you, it won't work. So Paul gives you the principle. I say, first build up your imagination. First build up your creative force. First build up this treasure that is inside. Build it up, but now the heaven must come to the earth. You can work very hard on the earth, but you have no heaven, it will exhaust you. You have first to restore yourself, resource yourself, build you up, as he say, inside. Get your strength, but now you have to exercise. The purpose of this is to bring Christ in the flesh, bring the anointing on the ground, bring what is above down below. This is the purpose. So, but if you don't do the physical implementation, effort, which is hard, which is slow, which is exhausting, which are without form, as a mess. You have to put structure to it, which are empty, which you have to fill, which are in darkness, which you must be enlightened. Understand? Which you are dead, which you have in life, give quickening powers to it. This is a hard work. All right. So all I now focus, you see, these two things. To bring the things on the earth. It's hard. First you have to build yourself up. And then you have to run your minute. Can you stand there? Now Paul gives you an example. He said, all right, what shall I do? I shall pray in the Spirit. You say, in the Spirit, I pray to God. And a lot of mysteries are there. But now you have to bring it down. And you start with something known. You have to let the inside and the outside connect. Take well-known verse. But then you go, wow, inside a lot of things are building up around the verse. But your inside must be built first before you try to build the outside. The outside things will exhaust you heavily, fastly. All your anointing will be drained, just like that. So don't think to bring things on the ground is a simple thing. It drains all the life resources you have inside you. So therefore you won't do it. You won't consider it. You'll say, I must have a breakthrough. I must build my spirit up. I have to renew myself. I have to strengthen me inside. I have to break through in intercessions. But you never will exercise the mind. The mind is an outward thing. It's a leg. It's a hand. You have to do it as heart. The moment you use it, then all your energy which you have eaten and raised so much, is just in a minute is finished. So can you just understand? So don't think you can continue so long for your implementation. It's just you have prayed 3 hours. You can talk 15 minutes there. You have to run away because there's a lot of darkness. You have to break through. Otherwise, you will fall in the boring daily conversations which go nowhere. We have no straightness, no significance, no saying, no statement, no summarizing, no heaven that come out. The really boring activity. So therefore, you see, you have to bring your spiritual thing into your mind. And this is difficult. You can always run away from it. You will do everything except training your mind. You have to train your mind. Now, there's many trainings for your mind. Just by reading of the Bible, you train the mind. To memorize verses is training your mind. To repeat the memorization is training of your mind. To try to consider and stand still on the verse is training your mind. But you will never run in the activity of creation. New thoughts out of your creative force, out of your spirit. Now that is surely phrases, but the phrases contain ideas, because you cannot generate a new phrase without a new central idea. Idea came from your vision, from your spirit, from your opening of a revelation out of your spirit. But you have to give it legs and arms and exercise and physical sentences, syntaxes. You have to give it a physical form. You say it's just physical form. No, it contains this abstract, creative idea. Express that. Now in the beginning there's no prophecy, no revelation, nothing from the Spirit. But you have to give your feet a step. Use something which you have remembered. Focus and say, can I say just one extra word about this phrase? And then just another word. And maybe another word, then your vocabulary is finished. No, there's another 1,000 words. You say, all right, I have to let my creative powers get into my mind. Get another phrase. Focus, don't deviate. Just you want to deviate because you have stopped now. You think you know now say everything you know. And no, you have to force, the inside, outside. There's a lot of heaven to open for you just on this single phrase. So in the beginning, slow. It don't go. It don't work. Something hinder you. You are a muscle and slow. Your feet don't move forward, but you have to push till the connection between your spirit and your mind are made. This is prophecy. Connect your mind with your spirit. Start in faith. Start just a word. It seems very normal, very common, predictable, but just go on. It will start connecting the unknown to the known. So in words you can express, people can catch the phrases. Now, in the beginning, it won't work so good, but tomorrow you build yourself up again, and then you try, set your timer for 2 minutes and see how much words can you find in 2 minutes. Prepare, restore, you see. I say, you have to run, but you won't run ever. You will do everything else. You will walk fastly. You will move your arms, but you won't run. Now you have to run for your creativity. Your creativity is very fast. When the creativity works, immediately, it's fast. It just comes out of nowhere. It works like a vision, like a dream. Revelation work exactly. It's just things you start seeing, but you have to activate that elements. You activate it how? By first building yourself up. So Paul said, what shall I do? I shall first pray. But now even after you pray in the Spirit, your mind are an exercise. You can be smart, academic, but let you run a little bit. You say, you are too weak to run. You can make a lot of money in the stock exchange, but let us run for 1 minute. You say, because you are not exercised. Now the other guy exercised a little bit more, but he have not exercised his mind and his subject. So you have to exercise your spirit and your mind. Can you stand it? No, it's difficult. And to exercise your body is more difficult. To exercise your mind in the running mode, in the most creative mode, is very, very difficult. It will exhaust all your powers you have built up in an hour, in a minute. So don't expect better. Don't try to exercise your mind in the beginning. Your mind are lazy. You don't want to work. And if you exercise it, you will exhaust it. You have first to build up. You need a resource of creativity to induce in your mind. When you wake up, your mind is full of low idea elements. So Paul said, what shall I do? If I speak in the Spirit, my mind is unfruitful. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not now time for your mind. It's not now time to run. It's first to build yourself up. After you build yourself up, now you can run. Don't try to run. Don't try to let your mind be fruitful. You say, if I speak and my mind is unfruitful, you say, I just speak, I build my spirit up. I don't know what I speak, but my spirit gets stronger and stronger. Maybe you start, but in the beginning your spirit is not strong. You have not breakthrough. But you have to pray till you build yourself up, till you are strong. Now you are not finished. Now is your 1 minute running. Can you stand it? But now people stop. Now they think they can minister and so on. No. You have to exercise your mind. This is for your prophecy. Because you will just have one word that comes. You say, well, I just see one word. Yeah, but this word needs a mind, which are 1,000 words. And if you give that one word to the people, it means nothing to them. They say, you have to come by a teaching or a revelation or an interpretation. This is the word they use. So now you have received this one word. Now you have to interpret it. You have to reveal it. You have to make it plain. You have to give a teaching, implement it. For that you need a mind that are trained. Now to train your mind is not simple. Nobody trains their mind. The best they say, let me read a little bit out of the Bible. There's nothing wrong. It's a little bit training because you first want to read all the news and all the social media and all the current happenings today. You want to get to this very simple things. You don't want to involve in the high things of heaven. But you have to train. If you train your mind in this, all the other things are simple. If you can run, to walk is very easy. Alright, so just think what I said. But now you have the principle. You have first to pray, even your mind is unfruitful. But you first have to build yourself up. Don't try to work your mind when you are not built up. You will exhaust very fast. Now, why do I say it? Because this has happened over and over, exhaust you over and over. Till you start realizing you have first to build you up and let your mind be unfruitful. Forget about everything. First build yourself up. Now surely you have 3 ways to build yourself up. Now, in some you have not exercised much in your life, so it's very difficult for you to build yourself up like this. So surely you have to do intercession, but you cannot do intercessions if you have not first built yourself up. You have to drink. And you have all to speak in tongues. Now surely this is difficult, so you have to train yourself. First 10 minutes, 10 minutes, later maybe 15 minutes. You have to train yourself to have a breakthrough just by speaking in tongues. Here Paul just say, what shall I do? I shall pray in the Spirit. He say if you speak in tongues, you pray to God in the Spirit. Now surely a lot of mysteries open into your spirit. But now you have to get it accessible for yourself and for other people. Alright, but let me just help you, because even I give you the principle, you won't have any idea to implement it. So, first I say, to race is a long time, to run is a short time. And realize it is exhausting. It will exhaust all your powers, exhaust all your anointing, exhaust all your life, exhaust all your newness, all your breakthrough. So I want a breakthrough, just a little bit breakthrough. No, you have to break, you have a big breakthrough. You say, I just do the minimum, they have not much of a breakthrough. So surely for little things you don't need a breakthrough.
No, that. Just if your mind don't work, breakthrough is hard.
Mind don't work. So your mind don't work.
You have to stick with a mind of words or something to have a breakthrough.
Alright, so now I'll ask you a question. After you listen now, a long time. What have you considered? The praying of the understanding, the exercising of your understanding, the exercising to bring your creative source expressed in your mind. So I say it as explicit as simple. What is your consideration? After you know the principle, you have a formula, but now you have to build something with the formula. Alright, say for instance, you have an hour. You drink, do your intercession, drink your intercession, drink your intercession. You start building yourself up. Now you drink 2. When must you think? Now, after you do intercession, you can have a verse and you can drink. But that verse is little mental exercise. Now, surely we say you have to exercise yourself mentally so that you can confound the wise. The wise, the only thing is they practice their little bit wisdom by reading books and trying to memorize. But you have to exercise your mind by your creative force. John said, you need nobody to teach you. The anointing will teach you. So that you can confound the wise. So the wise just focus on their wisdom. Day and night. But you have a different principle. How to exercise your mind faster. It's like 10 times more effective than their ways. This is like they walk. You can run. For them to do a exercise, take a half an hour. For you 5 minutes, if you run, do the same exercise. And if you do this exercise, your mind is much more fruitful because it knows now how to draw out of his spirit, out of his creative powers you have. It is young, it is playful, it is expressive. All right. I say you have a routine. Drink, intercession, drink, intercession, drink, intercession. I've given an hour, you must at least give an hour of prayer. Actually, you need to give much more time because you have to train yourself for your breakthrough. All right, now what must you do? So I just want to give you some solution in things and patterns you already have. Just because you have a pattern, you can enhance your pattern. So, say for instance, you do it for an hour. Each 10 minutes you do an intercession. So you have six intercessions. Now, all you can say, before I do my last intercession, my previous one, my 5th intercession, after I do my 5th intercession, now the next 10 minutes is now using your mind. Now you have drink from your spirit, you have do intercession into your spirit. You are built up now. You have your breakthrough already. Now you have to bring your breakthrough out. Exactly the place you are going to drink now. And place that you drink, you start taking one verse, one word, and now you try to bring your spirit on that word. Till there's revelation, till there's creativity, till the word amount increase. Not just one word, now there's two words, now there's phrases, now there's extensive branches, and now you connect your mind with your spirits. Now after you do it 5 minutes, eventually you must do it 10 minutes, but just see how far you can go. Put your timer there. So set it for 5 minutes, see if you can pass the 5 minute mark. Afterwards, you do the same. You do your intercession. Now you have exercised your mind just for 5 minutes in the whole day.
I thought you said 1 minute.
No, you at least to do 10 minutes event. You can start with 1 minute. You can start with 1 minute. This is your running. You have to do that each day.
Okay.
As you, the beginning is insignificant. But as the days go on, you start, it's like Rian, he have exercised his prophecy powers. But this exercise in the beginning is not so good. But as you continue through a month and through a year, it became easier and easier, and you can continue at least for 10 minutes. Exactly. Just make one of your slots while you drink before you do intercession. Just a mental exercise, because you have built yourself. Don't do it in the beginning. First build yourself up. First break through the darkness. First pray in the Spirit. And then you pray in your understanding. Simple as that.